हरिः ओम्। नमः सर्वेभ्यः। भाषापाकः तृतीयः इत्यस्य अद्य 30 पाठः। येनाक्षरसमाम्नायमधिगम्य महेश्वरात् कृत्स्नं व्याकरणं प्रोक्तं तस्मै पाणिनये नमः। वाक्यकारं वररुचिं भाष्यकारं पतञ्जलिं पाणिनिं सूत्रकारं च प्रणतोऽस्मि मुनित्रयम्। भाषापाकः तृतीयः इत्यत्र समासचिन्तनम् इति अन्तिमं प्रकरणम् अधीयमानमस्ति। तत्रापि 292 इति यावत् पाठाः अधीताः। अद्य अग्रे सरामः। अग्रे विद्यमानाः बहवः पाठाः सरलाः सन्ति, प्रायेण झटिति पठनं कर्तुं शक्यते। भाषापाकः तृतीयः इत्यस्मिन् पुस्तके विद्यमानः 93-200तमः पाठः पूजितलक्ष्मीः तथा च पूजितलक्ष्मीकः इत्येतयोः शब्दयोः विषये तत्र समासः कथं भवति इत्यस्मिन् विषये विस्तरेण विवृणोति। तत्र मूलरूपेण अयं विषयः आदौ ज्ञेयः। पूजितलक्ष्मीः तथा च पूजितलक्ष्मीकः उभयत्र बहुव्रीहिसमासः अस्ति। पूजिता लक्ष्मीः येन सह, the one who has worshipped Lakshmi, iti pujita Lakshmi kaha. So this word pujita Lakshmi kaha, it is obtained with the vigraha pujita Lakshmi yena saha. Now starts the interesting part. Pujitaha Lakshmyaha. So many Lakshmis have been worshipped, or two Lakshmis have been worshipped. Pujite Lakshmyau येन सह तत्र पूजितलक्ष्मीः उत पूजितलक्ष्मीकः इति उभयथा रूपं सिद्ध्यति. So this is one of the very unique cases where the final form differs depending on the vachana of one of the words in the vigraha vakya. एका लक्ष्मीः पूजिता चेत् पूजितलक्ष्मीकः. विग्रहवाक्ये लक्ष्मी शब्दः एकवचने वर्तते चेत् तत्र कप इति कश्चन प्रत्ययः वर्तते, पूजितलक्ष्मीकः इति सिद्ध्यति. परन्तु अयं लक्ष्मी इति शब्दः द्विवचने बहुवचने वा अस्ति तर्हि अयमेव कप् प्रत्ययः विकल्पेन भवति पूजितलक्ष्मीः इति कप् प्रत्ययं विना पूजितलक्ष्मीकः इति कप् प्रत्ययेन सह इति उभयथा रूपं सिद्ध्यति. इदानीम् अस्मिन् स्थले अस्य कप् प्रत्ययस्य विषये आदौ किञ्चित् संक्षेपेण वदामि. So this kap is one of the many pratyayas which we call as samasanta pratyayas. Samasanta pratyayas is a set of pratyayas. These are all tadhita pratyayas. So I have already taught tadhita prakaranam in details many years ago. This was the material that I prepared at that time, and one of the sheets over there was samasanta prakarana sutras, and in this particular section which lies at the end of the tadhita prakaranam, there are various pratyayas which are given for attaching at the end of a samasa. So there is a full adhikara that starts समासान्ताः. अस्मिन् अधिकारे पाठिताः सर्वेपि प्रत्ययाः समासस्य अन्ते विधीयन्ते. So a bunch of pratyayas have been provided in this particular section. Some of these are given for a general samasa. Some others are only specific to Tatpurusha samasa. There is one pratyaya specific to Dvandva samasa, a bunch of them for Avyayi bhava, and then there are a lot of pratyayas towards the end which are specifically for Bahuvrihi samasa. So in this section of Bahuvrihi samasa pratyayas, towards the end you see this kappa pratyaya which we are talking right now. And this kappa pratyaya is fundamentally given by a bunch of sutras. Tatra vidyamaneshu sutreshu idam sutram uraf prabhrutibhyah kappa iti sutram. Tadanantaram nadryutascha iti sutram. अनयोः द्वयोः सूत्रयोः नित्यं कप् प्रत्ययः विधीयते. तदनन्तरं शेषाद्विभाषा इति सूत्रेण विकल्पेन कप् प्रत्ययः विधीयते. So these are the three sutras. Uraf prabhutibhyah kap, nadryutascha and sheshat vibhasha. These three sutras are the sutras that we are talking in the current context. So atra kim asti? Atra asmin udaharane lakshmihi iti nadi samyakaha shabdaha vidyate. We all know the definition of nadi. युस्त्र्याख्यौ नदी इत्यनेन दीर्घ ईकारान्त स्त्रीलिंग शब्दानां नदी इति संज्ञा भवति. सो अत्र लक्ष्मीः इति नदी सम्यकः शब्दः अस्ति. अस्य नदी सम्यकस्य शब्दस्य विषये तादृशः शब्दः यदा बहुव्रीहि समासस्य अन्ते विद्यते तदा नद्र्युतश्च इति सूत्रेण तत्र कप् इति प्रत्ययः भवति. So we will not go in the detailed discussion of Nadryutascha Sutra, but on the face of it, the meaning says that if the Uttara Pada is a Nadi Samyaka word, basically Ikaranta or Ukaranta Strilinga word, then that particular Bahuvrihi Samasa will get a Kapa Pratyaya. The standard example is Bahavaha Kumaryah Asmin Deshe. A desha, a region where there are lot of Kumaris is Bahukumari kaha desha. So the normal samasa will happen Bahukumari and then a ka pratyay will be added Bahukumari kaha desha. Aneneva prakarena atra Lakshmi iti shabdaha नदी सम्यकः अस्ति अतः पूजिता लक्ष्मीः येन सह इति पूजितलक्ष्मीकः इति भवेत्. So by this particular sutram we must get a compulsory kap pratyaya, and whether it is ekavachana, dvivachana, bahuvachana, we shouldn't really care. We should get the form पूजितलक्ष्मीकः. Now having said that, as I mentioned, this is this one sutram, Nadryutascha. There is another interesting sutram over here called Uraf Prabhrutibhyah Kap. The sutra is very simple. Most of you would be able to guess the meaning. Uraf Prabhrutihi iti kaschana ganaha asti. Asmin gane vidyamana ye shabdaha. Etebhyah api. Bahuvrihi samasasya ante. Because this is the section of the Bahuvrihi samasa. So Bahuvrihi samasasya ante Uraprabhruti gane vidymanebhyah shabdebhyah kapa iti pratyayah nityam vidiyate. Now the interesting thing is, in this particular Uraf Prabhruti gana, the list is over here. You can see there is a word called Uras. There is a word called Sarpish. So this is a typical example. Priyaha Sarpihi Yasya Saha. So Sarpish ityukte ghee. Nothing to do with sarpa, snake. Sarpish means ghee. So Priyaha Sarpihi. It should technically be Priyam Sarpihi. Sarpihi, Sarpishi, Sarpimshi. So Priyam Sarpihi Yasya Saha. A kid or a man whose beloved is the ghee. Priya Sarpishkaha. Atrapi ka pratyayah bhavati. Kap technically. This is because of the Uraf Prabhrutibhyah Kap. This Sarpish is in Uraf Prabhruti Gana. So far so good. But the interesting thing is, in this Uraf Prabhruti Gana, there is this word called Lakshmi, and that should raise our eyebrows. लक्ष्मी इति शब्दः वस्तुतस्तु नदी सम्यकः अस्ति. नद्युतश्च इत्यनेनैव तत्र कप् प्रत्ययः सम्भवति. परन्तु तथापि उरफ् प्रभृति गणे लक्ष्मी इति शब्दः विद्यते. Not just that, explicit prathama ekvachan has been added. लक्ष्मीः इति शब्दः तत्र विद्यते. इदम् अस्य ज्ञापकम् यत् लक्ष्मी शब्दस्य विषये केवलम् एकवचनस्य विषये एव कप् प्रत्ययः भवति. Had this Lakshmihi ekavachananta word not been present in the Uraf Prabhuti Gana, we would have just defaulted to kap pratyaya by Nadryutascha in all cases. However, because Lakshmihi word is explicitly present in the Uraf Prabhuti Gana, and that too in the Ekvachana, So now if we default kap pratyaya everywhere in ekvachana, dvivachana, bahuvachana, everywhere, then this particular reference of Lakshmi in uraf prabhriti gana will be vyartha. व्यर्थम सत ज्ञापयति लक्ष्मी शब्दस्य विषये एकवचनस्य उपस्थितौ एव कप इति प्रत्ययः विधीयते केन सूत्रेण उरः प्रभृतिभ्यः कप इति सूत्रेण देयरफॉर उरः प्रभृति गणे लक्ष्मीः इति एकवचनान्तं पदं विद्यते नद्रुतश्च इत्यनेनैव लक्ष्मी शब्दात् कप प्रत्यये प्राप्ते उरः प्रभृति गणे अस्य शब्दस्य एकवचनान्तपदस्य परिगणनं तस्य किं प्रयोजनम् इति चेत् लक्ष्मी शब्दस्य एकवचनान्तपदेन सह यदा समासः भवति तदा एव कप् प्रत्ययः भवति अतः येन लक्ष्मीः पूजिता एकवचनं सः पूजितलक्ष्मीकः पूजितलक्ष्मी नॉर्मल पूर्वपद उत्तरपद प्लस क प्रत्यय उरः प्रभृतिभ्यः कप इत्यनेन कप इति प्रत्ययः विधीयते यदि येन लक्ष्म्यौ नो चेत् येन लक्ष्म्यः इति द्विवचनान्तः बहुवचनान्तः वा प्रयोगः. Now understand this. Kasya dvivachanam? Lakshmi shabdasya dvivachanam. Not the number of people. It is not Pujata Lakshmi Kaha versus Pujata Lakshmi Kaha. That Ekvachan versus Bahuvachan is not being discussed. One Lakshmi is being worshipped versus multiple Lakshmis are being worshipped. So, Yena Lakshmyau Pujite, Yena Lakshmyah Pujitaha, Ityeteshu Sthaleshu, Uraf Prabhrutibhyah Kapaitanena Kap Pratyaya na bhavati, Nadryutascha Ityanena Api Kap Pratyaya na bhavati. Because if you get the kap pratyaya by nadryutascha, the Lakshmi word in the uraf prabhrutibhyah sutram would be useless. Ataha tatra uraf prabhrutibhyah kap ityanena api kap pratyayah na bhavati, nadryutascha ityanena api kap pratyayah na bhavati. Tatra ityukte kutra yena lakshmyau pujite yena lakshmyah pujitaha iti dvivachana bahuvachanasya vishaye anayoho द्वयोः सूत्रयोः प्रसक्तिः नास्ति आभ्यां द्वाभ्यामपि सूत्राभ्यां कप इति प्रत्ययः न विधीयते. अस्यां स्थितौ the third sutra that I just mentioned, Sheshad Vibhasha. This sutra says that any bahuvrihi samasa, Shesha means uktad anyaha Sheshaha. Any bahuvrihi samasa which does not get any pratyaya explained in this entire section will optionally get a kapa pratyaya. Sheshad vibhasha iti sutrena सर्वेषाम् अपि तादृशानां बहुव्रीहि समासानां विषये येषां विषये अन्यः कोऽपि प्रत्ययः पाठितः नास्ति तेषां विषये विकल्पेन कप् प्रत्ययः विधीयते. So now, in case of Dvivachan or Bahuvachan, because there is no other pratyaya available, Sheshad Vibhasha ityanena vikalpena kap pratyayaha bhavati Pujita Lakshmi kaha pakshe Pujita Lakshmi hi. Both of them are Pullinga words. Pujita Lakshmi hi is Dirgha Ikaranta Pullinga word. Pujita Lakshmi iti Ikaranta Pullinga shabdaha papi shabda sadrushani rupani bhavanti. पूजित लक्ष्मी कः इज अकारांत पुल्लिंग वर्ड बाल शब्द सदृशानि रूपाणि अनेन प्रकारेण द्विवचनस्य बहुवचनस्य च विषये अत्र रूपद्वयं सिद्ध्यति. The same aspect is explained in multiple commentaries. So now I'm just going to read the commentaries one by one. It should be pretty easy to understand. So Puman, Anadvan, Payaha, Nauhu, Lakshmihi iti vibhakyantaha pathyante. Here Kashikakara is talking about the Uraf Prabhuti Gana. In Uraf Prabhuti Gana, you see this Uras word which is a Pratipadikam. Sarpish word is a Pratipadikam. But Upanaha, Puman, Anadvan, Payaha, Nauhu, Lakshmihi, these are all Prathama Ekavachananta words. So why is such a difference? That's what Kashikakara is explaining. Uraf Prabhutibhyah Kapa ityatra vidyamane Uraf Prabhuti Gane केचन शब्दाः पुमान् अनड्वान् पयः नौः लक्ष्मीः इत्येते शब्दाः विभक्त्यन्ताः पाठ्यन्ते। एतानि प्रातिपदिकनेन तत्र किं प्रयोजनम् इति चेत् एकवचनान्तानामेव ग्रहणम् इह विज्ञायेत, द्विवचन बहुवचनान्तानां मा भूत्। द्विवचन बहुवचनान्तस्य विषये तु शेषाद्विभाषा इति विकल्पः भवति। So I think everything should be thoroughly clear now. Same aspect is repeated in Siddhanta Kaumudi. पुमान् अनड्वान् पयः नौः लक्ष्मीः इति एकवचनान्तानि पठ्यन्ते, द्विवचन बहुवचनान्तेभ्यः तु शेषाद्विभाषा इति विकल्पेन कप. Same is again explained, elaborated in Tattvabodhini. Ekavachanantani iti. Why is the ekavachananta part present? Nadryutascha iti siddhe lakshmi shabdasyatra patha ekavachananta lakshmi shabda avayavaka bahuvrihehe eva nityam kap. Saha bahuvrihi samasah yatra avayavarupeण ekavachanantah lakshmi shabdah vartate तस्य विषये उरः प्रभृतिभ्यः कप इति सूत्रेण नित्यं कप, अन्येषां विषये तु शेषाद्विभाषा इति विकल्पेन एव कप प्रत्ययः। अतएव भारविणा अकृशम् अकृशलक्ष्मीः चेतसा शंसितं सः इति प्रयोगः यः कृतः अस्ति तस्य साधुत्वं ज्ञापयितुं शक्यते। अकृशलक्ष्मीः is a prayoga that he has done. The Vigraha Vakya is Akrushaha Lakshmyah Yasya. So that Vigraha has to be done in the Bahuvachana. Akrushaha Lakshmyah Yasya iti Vigraha. Anena Prakarena Atra Pujita Lakshmihi तथा च पूजित लक्ष्मी कः इत्येतयोः द्वयोः अपि शब्दयोः अत्र अस्मिन् पाठे साधुत्वं ज्ञापितं वर्तते. There is this typo in the title of the slide. This should be Pujita Lakshmi Kaha. There is no reason to do a Hraswa, na kapi. There is a Nishedha of Hraswa. So I think on the previous slide it was written correctly. Pujita Lakshmi Kaha. Somehow I made this typo over here. Tadanantaram asmin eva sandarbhe अन्यस्य कस्यचन बहुव्रीहि समासान्त पदस्य अत्र चर्चा कृता अस्ति. So it is exactly on the same lines. A slightly different example has been given. Prapta Shrihi. So again, Prapta Shrihi yena saha Prapta Shrihi iti ashayah. But in this case, that Nadryutascha is not applicable because the Shri word is not actually Nadi Samyaka. न यंगवं स्थानावस्त्री इति सूत्रेण तत्र नदी संज्ञा निषिध्यते. But before that, let's understand where this Praptashri word appears in the literature. So Kumar Sambhave itasta daitya Praptashrir neta evarhati kshayam iti kashana prayoga drishyate. So actually this has a very interesting background over here. This is about Tarakasura. So Shiva himself has given him the Varadana that he will be killed. Tarakasura will be killed by none other than Shiva's son. So itaha saha daityaha, that particular Rakshasa, prapta shrihi ityukte praptaha varaha yena saha, prapta shrihi yena saha, tadrishaha ayam Rakshasah idanim Shivasya hastena kshayam na arhati. Shiva himself cannot kill him. Why? Because he has been granted vara by Shiva himself that only Shivaputra Kartikeya will kill him. Now, in this context, I want to spend a minute, and I am also teaching Karaka Prakaranam currently. I don't know how many of you are following, but in one of the sessions of Karaka Prakaranam, I was explaining the Nipata related aspect of Karakas, how a Karaka can also be given by Nipata. Ironically, this point was also discussed in Bhasha Paka 1, I think class 13 or 14, or somewhere we discussed this point. But there was a very beautiful phrase that I have mentioned twice or thrice during those discussions. So, Vishavrukshopi Samvardhya Swayam Chetum Asampratam. Very well known phrase in Sanskrit. Vishavrukshopi Samvardhya Swayam Chetum Asampratam. if you are the one who have watered this Vishavruksha, the tree of poison, and it is because of you that the tree has grown, then it is incorrect for you to cut that tree, even if it is a tree of poison. So Vishavrukshaha api samvardhya swayam chettum asampratam. That particular line is actually the second line of this shloka. So the entire shloka looks like इतस्य दैत्य प्राप्तर श्रीर नेत एवार्हति क्षयम विषवृक्षोपि संवर्ध्य स्वयं हेतुम असाम्प्रतम. So just like the way how a tree of poison, if you have nurtured it, you should not be cutting it. In the same way, this particular Daitya Tarakasura, you have given the corresponding vara to him, so he does not deserve a killing from you. क्षयम न अर्हति, न इतः क्षयम अर्हति, यथा विषवृक्षः अपि स्वयं छेतुम् असाम्प्रतम्. So anyway, that was a little digression. अत्र अस्मिन् सन्दर्भे प्राप्तश्रीः इत्यस्य शब्दस्य अस्माभिः अध्ययनं करणीयम्. प्राप्ताश्रीः येन सह प्राप्तश्रीः. How is this Shri word formed? Starting with Shriya Sevayam, the verb is Shriya Sevayam. We have a Vartika, Vivvachi, Pracha, and so on. Tatra Kvip Pratyayaha Bhavati. There is Shrinam entry in that particular Vartika. So you get a Kvip Pratyaya. Kvip Pratyaya Krute Dirgha api bhavati. So Shri becomes a Shri. Kvip Pratyaya Sarvapahari. So Shri is the Pratipatika that you get. It is an Ikaranta Strilinga word. However, it is Iyang Sthani because अचिष्णु धातु ब्रुवाम इत्यनेन अस्य इयङ् आदेशः भवति. श्रियै, श्रियम् इत्यादीनि रूपाणि सिद्ध्यन्ति. अतः अस्य शब्दस्य युस्त्र्याख्यो नदी इत्यनेन नदी संज्ञायां प्राप्तायां नेयम् उवङ् स्थानावस्त्रीति नदी संज्ञा निषिध्यते. So most of you already know this. श्री शब्दः नदी संज्ञकः नास्ति इति आशयः. अतः अत्र नद्युतश्च इति कप् प्रत्ययः अपि न संभवति. So there is no prapta shri kaha directly possible over here. So you get prapta shrihi, prapta shrihi yena saha prapta shrihi. And obviously sheshad vibhasha will always be there. Sheshad vibhasha says that if no pratyaya comes, kap will come optionally. So sheshad vibhasha ittenena pakshike kap pratyaye prapta shri kaha ityapi avashyam siddhyati. But the point to understand is there is no nadryutascha in the picture. There is obviously no uraf prabhrutibhya kapa because this word is not in the uraf prabhuti gana. So you only have sheshad vibhasha at your rescue. That also gives only optional kapa. So you have a valid form called prapta shrihi. Prapta shrihi yena saha. That prapta becomes prapta. So prapta shrihi. And that particular word is being used in this verse in Kumara Sambhavam. Anena prakareण अत्र प्राप्तश्रीः इत्यस्यापि शब्दस्य साधुत्वम् उक्तम् अस्ति. So in this way, अस्मिन् पाठे पूजितलक्ष्मीः, पूजितलक्ष्मीकः तथा च प्राप्तश्रीः इत्येतेषां त्रयाणाम् अपि शब्दानां साधुत्वं सूत्रैः सह प्रतिपादितं वर्तते. अत्रैव भाषापाकः तृतीयः इत्यस्मिन् पुस्तके विद्यमानः 93,200तमः पाठः समाप्तः. भाषापाकः तृतीयः इत्यस्मिन् पुस्तके विद्यमानः 94,200तमः पाठः त्र्यम्बक तथा च त्र्यम्बक इत्येतयोः द्वयोः शब्दयोः विषये किंचित प्रतिपादयति. So most of you know this. This is a patha bheda. Sometimes we say Triambakam yajamahe. Sometimes people also say Triambakam yajamahe. There is a patha bheda occurring. So we will talk about the sadhutva of these two words. Let's start with the simple version Triambaka. So Mahadevasya Triambaka iti anyat nama. The derivation is simple. He has 3 eyes. Trini ambakani ityukte netrani yasya saha त्र्यंबकः. So ऋग्वेदे त्र्यंबकं यजामहे सुगन्धिं पुष्टिवर्धनम् अस्मिन् मन्त्रे त्र्यंबक इति दृश्यते. कुत्रचित् शाखाभेदेन in a different shakha of Rigveda, Triyambaka iti api prayogaha prayuktaha drishyate. Now, how do you justify this Triyambaka? The problem is specific to Vedas because it is occurring in the Vaidika Vangmaya. Now, obviously, you say that Sarve Vedhayaha Chandase Vikalpyante. So, it is actually easy to justify all kind of variations occurring in the Veda. परंतु तत्र सामान्यरूपेण वार्तिकमपि अस्ति. So it is actually easier to justify it in this case. So अस्य इत्युक्ते त्र्यम्बक इति शब्दस्य साधुत्वज्ञापनार्थं तन्वादीनां छन्दसि बहुलम् इति वार्तिकं भाष्ये परिगणितमस्ति. It occurs in different places in Siddhanta Kaumudi and Kashika. It occurs in Achisnu Dhatu Bhruvam Sutram in Kashika. So Tanvadinam Chandasi Bahulam, this particular Vartika says that in case of words in the Tanvadi Gana, which will obviously contain now this Triambaka word. So in case of these words in the Tanvadi Gana, you can have the Yanadesha or you can have the Yang Adesha optionally. So 3 plus ambaka इत्यत्र यदि यणादेशः क्रियते तर्हि त्र्यम्बक इति भवति. But instead of yanadesha, if you do iyangadesha, then it will be triyambakam. So triya plus ambaka will be triyambaka. So tanvadinam shabdanam vishaye yan तथा इयंग उभयथा भवितुम अर्हति इति तस्य वार्तिकस्य आशयः. अस्मिन् गणे इत्युक्ते तन्वादि गणे त्र्यम्बक शब्दस्य परिगणनं क्रियते. अतः यणादेश घटितं त्र्यम्बकः इति रूपम्, इयङ्गादेश घटितं त्र्यम्बक इति रूपम्, उभयोः अत्र अवश्यं साधुत्वम् अस्ति. And this is what Kaumudi captures. Kaumudi writes this particular Vartika in Chandasya Bhayatha. So this is a line from Kaumudi. Tanvadinam Chandasi Bahulam. Tanva or Tanuva. Both forms are seen in the Vedas. Tanvam Pushema, Tanuvam Pushema. Similarly, Triambaka, Triyambaka. So Triambakam Yajamahe or Triyambakam Yajamahe. A few more examples are given in Kashika, in Achisnu Dhatu Bhruvam. So iyangvang prakarane tanvadinam chandasi bahulam upasankhyanam kartavyam. Tanvam or tanuvam, vishvam or vishuvam, swarga or suvarga, or triambakam and triyambakam. Anina prakarena atra kashikayam api bhinnani udaharanani pathitani santi. Why are we discussing all this? The reason is that this particular Triyambaka word can be seen used by Kalidasa in Kumara Sambhava. Tatra 3.44 ityatra saha kim vadati तदेवदारु द्रुमवेदिकायां शार्दूलचर्म व्यवधानवत्याम् आसीनमासन्न शरीरपातः Triyambakam Sanyaminam Dadarsha. Triyambakam. Now, this is where it rings the bell because everything that we have discussed so far is only in the Vaidika context, only in the Chandasa context, and suddenly we see a usage in the Laukika Samskritam. So, Kalidasa ends up using this word Triyambakam, and the way Mallinatha explains this is Triyambakam ityukte Padapurana Vyatyasat. So if Kalidasa would have said Triambakam over here, it would have created problems in the proper completion of the Pada. In a typical shloka, so this is from the Malini Chanda, where you have 11 characters per Pada. So if you use Triambakam Sanyaminam Dadarsha, it will be only 10 characters. There is a lack of one character. So Pada Purane Doshaha Tatra Bhavet. Ataha Triambakam iti Pada Puranarthaha Ayam Yangadeshaha Chandasaha. So he clearly says this particular Yangadesha, as per the grammar, is only Chamdasa. It is restricted purely to the Vedas. But in order to do the Padapurana, Apimasho Masham Kurya Chando Bhangam Nakarayet, very beautiful line. It says that it is acceptable, not by you or me, but by the Mahakavis. It is acceptable to break a rule of grammar or two if breaking that rule causes a pada purana, causes a chanda to be perfectly fitting in that particular poetry. Api masho masham kuryat. So instead of masha, which is a valid word, it's perfectly okay if you write masha. Instead of guru, if you write laghu. Why? If on doing that, and only if on doing that, the pada purana, proper fitting in the chanda can happen. So api masho masham kuryat chando bhangam nakarayet. In the same way, instead of Triambaka, in order to fit in the chanda and complete that pada purana means completion of the pada, he clearly uses the word Triambaka even when it is a Chandasa prayoga. So far, so good. And then Mallinatha throws a very interesting statement after that. He says, Mahakavi prayogat abhiyuktaihi angikrutaha. This is a very interesting example where purely because Kalidasa uses a form called Triyambaka, this form is accepted in the Loka by the scholars. So there is no effort done to justify the correctness of this form, and there is no clear statement which says Kalidasena doshaha krutaha. Instead, purely because Kalidasa used this form, Kalidasasya prayoga samarthyat लोके अपि कुत्रचित् त्र्यम्बक इति शब्दः अस्ति इति स्वीक्रियते, परन्तु obviously तस्य प्रयोगः विरलतया एव दृश्यते. Most of the readings are still Triambakam Yajamahe, even if that is Vaidika, and even in the Loka we end up in using Triambaka instead of Triambaka. परन्तु तत्र मल्लिनाथेन किं वाक्यमुक्तम् अस्ति? महाकवि प्रयोगात् अभियुक्तैः पंडितैः अंगीकृतः स्वीकृतः अस्ति. अनेन प्रकारेण छान्दसः अपि त्र्यम्बक इति शब्दः महाकवि प्रयोगात् लोके अपि साधुत्वम् अर्हति इति अस्य पाठस्य आशयः. अत्रैव भाषापाकः तृतीयः इत्यस्मिन् पुस्तके विद्यमानः 94,200तमः पाठः समाप्तः. भाषापाकः तृतीयः इत्यस्मिन् पुस्तके विद्यमानः 95,200तमः पाठः. परभृत् वर्सेस् परभृतः इत्येतयोः द्वयोः शब्दयोः मध्ये विद्यमानं भेदं स्पष्टीकरोति. Now, this is actually not a new topic. I have mentioned this topic in details when we were discussing Bhasha Paka 1. You can go back and look at those particular videos. Etadrisham takarantam versus त इत्युक्ते तकारोत्तर अकारान्तं शब्दयुगलम् अस्माभिः बहुवारं तत्र दृष्टम्. A few examples: Abhijit versus Abhijita, Shatrujit versus Shatrujita, Indrajit versus Indrajita, Sarvajit versus Sarvajita, and in the same spirit you have over here Parabhrut. The verb is different. In all the examples I gave a Jit versus Jita. Here the verb is different, Parabhrut versus Parabhruta. So let's actually step back and remember what we studied at that time in Bhasha Paka 1. So Indrajit versus Indrajita. एतयोः मध्ये कः भेदः? इन्द्रजित् इत्यत्र क्विप् प्रत्ययः अस्ति. जि इति धातुः क्विप् प्रत्ययः. अयं क्विप् प्रत्ययः कर्तरि विधीयते. So this kvip pratyaya, when added to ji dhatu, you get the form jit, and this jita form indicates the karta, the doer of the winning action. So Indrajit ityasya artha, the one who wins over the Indra, namely Meghanada, the son of Ravana. So that is called Indrajit. But instead of this jit, if you use the word jita, then it is a kta pratyaya. which is a karmanik ta, and therefore automatically it would mean the one who has been won over. Indrena jitaha. So understand the difference. Indrajit means Indram jayati. Indrajita means Indrena jitaha. And same thing applies everywhere. Sarvajit means Sarvan jayati. Sarvajita means Sarvaihi jitaha. अनेनेव प्रकारेण अत्र परभृत् तथा परभृतः उभयत्र भ्रू इति धातुः अस्ति डुभ्रूञि धारण पोषणयोः टू नर्चर टू नरिश सो भृत् is the कर्तरी क्विप the one who nourishes the one who nurtures तृतीय गणस्य धातुः अस्ति बिभर्ति इति रूपं परान् बिभर्ति the one who nurtures the others is parabhrut. On the other hand, bhruta is the ta pratyayanta word, the one who has been nurtured by. Therefore, paraihi bhrutaha, the one who has been nurtured by others is parabhruta. So that's the fundamental difference. And with this difference, we are going to understand the context of these two words. So parabhrut, what did we say? Param bibharti, the one who nurtures others, supports others. Dubhrui ityasmat dhatoho kartari kvip pratyayah asti upapada samas krutva rupam siddhyati. This particular word in the kosha is given as a synonym for kaka, for crow. The reason is very simple. Pikaha, kokilaha, swasya andam काकस्य नीडे संस्थापयति ओपन सीक्रेट तस्मात् जायमानान् शिशून् काकः एव पोषयति सो परम इत्युक्ते स्वस्य अपत्यं न परस्य अपत्यं बिभर्ति सः परभृत् काकः so in amarkosha you see a bunch of synonyms for kaka काके तु करटारिष्ट बलिपुष्ट सकृत् प्रजाः ध्वांशात्मघोष परभृत् बलिभुग्वायसा अपि सो परभृत् इति तकारान्तः शब्दः परं बिभर्ति इत्यस्मिन् अर्थे काकस्य निर्देशार्थं प्रयुज्यते. The second counterpart is now obviously pika, kokila. So parena bhrutaha parabhrutaha atra tritiya tatpurusha samasah kartrukarणे कृता bahulam. Obviously it means kokila. The second side pikaha शिशु अवस्थायां काकेन पोषितः अतः अयं पिकः परेण भृतः अतः परभृतः. So the co-killer is called parabhruta. Tatra stritve tap pratyay krute parabhruta. This word parabhruta can be seen used in the literature. So Kumara Sambhave chutayashtihi ivabhyashe madhau parabhruta unumukhi. So parabhruta kokilasya samanarthakaha अस्मिन् अर्थे अयं शब्दः प्रयुज्यते. रघुवंशे परभृताभिः तृतीया बहुवचन parabhrutabhihi iti nivedite and so on. So this prayoga is also seen in the Raghuvamsha. Now the interesting point is there is this particular sutram in the Stri Pratyaya Prakaranam. Stri Prakaranam comes at the beginning of 4.1. It discusses all the pratyayas to be used in the feminine form. So this particular sutram says Jatehe Astri Vishayad Ayopadhat. Jativachi yat pratipadikam, a word which indicates certain kind of jati. It can be a human jati, like say Brahmana and so on, or it can be an animal species, like say Kukkuta or say Sukara and so on. So Jativachi yat pratipadikam tasmat stritvam dyotayitum nish iti pratyayah bhavati. So Kukkuta becomes Kukkuti. Sukara becomes Sukari. So in all these cases, you have niche pratyaya in this particular context, and that's exactly the question that has been asked over here. Vastutaha jatehe astri vishayadayo padhat Ityanena. Now parabhruta is also kokila, it is jati, so you should get a nish pratyaya. Atra nish pratyaya vidhiyate striyam jatitvad nish ityeva nirdeshah vachaspatya api drishyate. So if you open vachaspatya for the word parabhruta, it will accept the fact that there is a niche, which means the correct form should be parabhruti and not parabhruta. But many kavyas have used the form parabhruta, so we need to somehow justify this particular parabhruta form. ताबन्तस्य तत्र रूपस्य समर्थनं करणीयं वस्तुतः तत्र नीश् इति प्रत्ययः भवेत् परन्तु टाप् प्रत्ययः दृश्यते तस्य समर्थनं कथं करणीयम् इति चेत् Mallinatha says something in Raghuvamsha which does not really make much sense, or it does not have any reference given anywhere, but he says that in this particular Jate Rastri Vishayadayopadhat, the names or the examples that you see, Kukkuti, Sukari, Brahmani, Vishali, Nadayani, and so on, in none of these examples there is a Kriya involved. Kukkuti does not have a Kriya. Sukari does not have a Kriya. Specifically, Brahmani does not have a Kriya. But in Parabhruta word, there is a Bhruta. So, Bibharti iti Kriyaya tatra nirdeshah asti. So, Parabhruta ityatra Kriya shabdasya vivakshayam jate rastri iti nish pratyaya na bhavati iti tatra tena kathanchit uktamasti. Now, this looks laughable. This does not seem to be a very precise explanation. I could not find a cross reference on this in any of the commentaries, and there's a reason for that. The interesting reason is, irrespective of what Mallinatha says and so on, at the end of the day, there is a fundamental rule that we should never forget. Prayoga sharanaha vayyakaranaha. If there is no prayoga, नीश् प्रत्ययान्तस्य परभृति इति शब्दस्य प्रयोगः एव नास्ति, then what is your grammar rule going to do? So you might write 1000 grammar rules, but if there is no prayoga, what will you do? अतः नीश् प्रत्ययान्तस्य परभृति इति शब्दस्य प्रयोगः कुत्रापि न दृश्यते. So it is not like the scholarly community is divided and you see some poets using parabhruta and other poets using parabhruti. It's not like that. Everybody unanimously uses parabhruta. Therefore, there is no reason to accept parabhruti. So how do you circumvent the problem of jate rastri? Maybe you accept the explanation given by Mallinatha, parabhruta iti kriya shabda vivakshayam, or a simpler solution is you can put this parabhruta word in ajadigana, ajadyatashtapityanena tatra tap pratye krute api parabhruta iti shabdaha siddhyati. So eventually, parabhruta is the correct form. Somehow we have to justify तत्र मल्लिनाथेन किञ्चित् स्पष्टीकरणं दत्तम् अस्ति, परन्तु मुख्यरूपेण एतादृशः प्रयोगः एव न लभ्यते. कीदृशः? परभृति इति प्रयोगः एव न लभ्यते इति अत्र मूलः विषयः. So far so good. Now one small tangential point. Kutrachit, in some cases, this parabhrut word is also seen used to indicate pika, kokila. कुत्रचित् अयं तकारान्त शब्दः पिकस्य निर्देशार्थं पिकस्य अर्थे अपि प्रयुज्यते. This parabhrut has bhru dhatu and it has kvip pratyaya. It was a kartari kvip, so we say bibharti iti bhruta paran bibharti parabhruta kakaha iti tatra अस्माभिः व्युत्पत्तिः उक्ता. परन्तु कुत्रचित् परभृत् इति तकारान्त शब्दः पिकस्य अर्थे प्रयुज्यते. तस्य व्युत्पत्तिः कथम् इति चेत् इट्स एक्चुअली सिंपल. द सेम क्विप प्रत्यय, there is provision in the sutra patha to attach a quip pratyaya in the karmani sense or in the bhave sense. Now as soon as you apply quip pratyaya in the karmani sense or in the bhave sense, immediately the meaning resonates to that of parabhrutaha, because the ta pratyaya in bhruta is also in the karmani sense. Paraihi bhrutaha parabhrutaha. In the same way, bhrut इति शब्दः यदि कर्मणि नो चेत् भावे प्रयुज्यते तर्हि परैः भृत् इति विग्रहं कृत्वा परभृत् इति शब्दः तत्र सिद्ध्यति. So that's exactly what Mallinatha says. He says there is a Vartika called Sampadadibhya Kvipa. It is there in Striyam Ktin. Sampadadibhya Kvipa iti Vartikena भावे क्विप प्रत्ययः भवति अस्मिन् प्रत्यये कृते परैः भृत् इत्युक्ते भरणम्. As soon as you attach quip in bhave, भृत् now means भरणम्. So परैः भरणं यस्य सः परभृत् इत्युक्ते पिकः. परैः भरणं परैः पोषणं कृतम् इत्युक्ते काकेन पोषणं कृतं सः परभृत् पिकः. Or you can use karmani quip. There is a sutra akrattarichakarake samnyayam. So you can put karmani quip, and by karmani quip you say paraihi bhriyate saha parabhruta. Meaning is the same, nourished or nurtured by others. That is now pika. Padamanjarikarena iyam vyutpattihi pathita asti. So technically parabhrut means kaka, parabhruta means pika, परंतु कुत्रचित् परभृत् इति तकारान्तः शब्दः पिकः इत्यस्मिन् अर्थे प्रयुक्तः दृश्यते. तत्र भावे नो चेत् कर्मणि क्विप् प्रत्ययेन रूपं सिद्ध्यति इति अत्र अस्मिन् पाठे अन्ते स्पष्टीकृतमस्ति. अनेन प्रकारेण अस्मिन् पाठे परभृत् तथा परभृत इत्येतयोः द्वयोः शब्दयोः भेदः स्पष्टीकृतः वर्तते. अत्रैव भाषापाकः तृतीयः इत्यस्मिन् पुस्तके विद्यमानः 95-200तमः पाठः समाप्तः. भाषापाकः तृतीयः इत्यस्मिन् पुस्तके विद्यमानः 96-200तमः पाठः संख्याशब्दस्य वृत्तिविषये पूरणार्थकत्वम् अस्मिन् विषये किञ्चित् प्रतिपादयति. Now this title might look something difficult, but this is simply complete repetition of what we studied in Bhashapaka 1. So Bhashapaka 1 इत्यस्मिन् पुस्तके 88 इत्यस्मिन् पाठे अस्माकं वीडियो श्रृंखलायां तृतीये वर्गे कश्चन सूक्ष्मः विषयः यः उक्तः अस्ति सः एव विषयः अत्र अनुवर्तितः वर्तते. So I can simply close the lesson over here and say that go and listen to this lesson 88 of Bhashapaka 1. There is nothing extra. Same topic is presented in different words. परंतु पश्यामः भाषापाकः first प्रथमः इत्यत्र 88th lesson. In this particular lesson we learned पूर्ण प्रत्ययान्त शब्दैः सह यदा समासः भवति. When you want to do a samasa with a purna pratyayanta word, kutrachit purna pratyayam vina api samasah bhavati. So you can do the samasa without that purna pratyaya. We gave a few examples. So we want to say shatatamaha abda, 100th year. So shatatama iti purna pratyayanta shabda. But when you actually do the samasa, you don't use that tama, you just use the pure numeric word shata plus abda, shatabda. In the same way, 100th part, shata plus amsha, shatamsha. So when you have a vigraha vakya involving a purana pratyayanta word, the prayogas allow you to ignore that purana pratyaya. Very important. I am saying ignore. It is not a grammatical operation where purana pratyaya undergoes a lopa or anything. Nothing like that. You just ignore that purana pratyaya. Instead of shatatama, you simply take shata and then add abda and shatabda. Similarly, shatamsha. And this is optional. You can continue using the purana pratyaya also. So you can say shatatamabda, you can say shatatamamsha. एतादृशाः अपि प्रयोगाः साधवः. परन्तु प्राचुर्येण कीदृशाः प्रयोगाः दृश्यन्ते इति चेत् पूर्ण प्रत्ययम विना एव ते प्रयोगाः तत्र दृश्यन्ते. And the Jnapaka or more information about this is this particular description of Mallinatha in Kumarasambhava. So in Kumarasambhava, Kalidasa actually uses the form called Tribhaga Sheshasu Nishasu. Tribhaga is Tritiyaha Bhaga Sheshaha. So night, three parts of the night are imagined and one part is remaining. So Tribhaga is actually broken down as Tritiyaha Bhagaha Tribhagaha. And the way Mallinatha explains this is Sankhya Shabdasya Vritti Vishaye Puranarthatvam Ishyate. That's exactly the title of the slide. Sankhya Shabdasya Vritti Vishaye Puranarthakatvam Ishyate. Let's understand it word by word. Sankhya Shabdasya means the numeric word Eka, Dvi, Tri, Chatur and so on. Vritti Vishaye. Vritti in this context means Samasa Vritti. So inside a Samasa, a Sankhya-vachaka word can represent Puranarthakatva. So when you see the word Shatabda, it is not 100 years. It is not Shatam Abdaha. It is Shatatamaha Abdaha. So the original form Shata is used to indicate the meaning of Purana. Shata is used to indicate the meaning of Shatatama. So that's Sankhya Shabdasya Vritti विषये पूर्णार्थकत्वम्. So वृत्तौ स्थिता संख्या अपि क्वचित् पूर्णार्थकतां ज्ञापयति. Kvachit means various examples are there and you can also use it. So I made it clear in Bhashapaka 1 also. Asmabhihi api etadrishaha prayogaha kartum shakyaha. But a bunch of examples have been provided from the literature. So tapashadbhagam. So shashtha bhagaha shadbhagaha. Shukadhanyeshu Shadbhagam. So that Shadbhaga is actually very popular in this particular usage. Agni Purane asti, Ramayane api Bali Shadbhagam, Skanda Purane api Shadbhagam. A few more usages can also be seen. So Kumara Sambhave Asmabhi Idani Vidrushtam Tribhaga is Tritiyaha Bhagaha. Manusmrutau Panchashad Bhaga. So that's Panchashattamaha Bhagaha Panchashad Bhaga. Shveta Shvetaropanishadi Shatamshaha. So that is again Shatatamaha Amshaha. Instead of Bhaga, you can say Amsha. Shatatamaha Amshaha Shatamshaha. Anena prakarena atra bhinnani udaharanani atra pariganitani vartante. That's all. So that's what I said. Everything that was discussed in the chapter 88 of Bhashapaka 1 has been repeated over here. Atraiva Bhashapakaha Tritiyaha इत्यस्मिन् पुस्तके विद्यमानः षण्णवत्यधिकद्विशततमः पाठः समाप्तः.